What's going on, guys? My name's Chaos Pro, and today we have a really awesome exclusive interview with the Snap CL King. This man himself is a legend in the community for spending the most amount of money you could possibly spend in the Marvel Snap store. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, nice to meet you. And how you going, Chaos, my friend?
So originally we met through the voice chat. We actually hang out quite daily with our big group in the voice chat of the actual official Marvel Snap Discord. We hang out there all the time, and I stumbled across this man. Now, I've heard myths and I've heard legends and of really early on when I first started playing of some guy that apparently already reached the cap on, like, the top of the CL, right? And I was like, okay, so I heard of two people. I heard of you, and then I heard of Super Tech God, right? Super Tech God was he didn't reach the CL, but he reached the most amount of variants. So when I heard about you, I was like, all right, well, who is this guy? Like, what's he all about? So as time went on, we kind of, I hung out in the voice chat for so long, you as well, and to come to find out, you have been like, what? Okay, so first off, what is your overall collection level?
Okay, yeah. So just to clarify, so I have reached the CL cap twice, and it's broken my game twice. And it's been excruciating to get that fixed and resolved. But yeah, currently my CL is 100,758.
And that's the cap.
No, so the first cap was last year when I hit that, and I can't remember because it's so long ago what it was. I think it was around about 60,000 or something around there.
Okay.
The second time was earlier this year, in January. I hit that, and that was 86,362. So I remember that number very well. And so what actually happened was I logged in one day, and just below that number, and I actually had an in-game message on my login screen saying, "You're about to hit the CL cap. Basically, the game could be broken. You may experience, issues. So basically, don't do it." But that's not how I roll, man. That's not what I do in this game. So I went a couple of days without trying to, upgrade split cards, because that's basically what my account is all about these days. And that was killing me, man. I couldn't do anything in the game. I couldn't run the account how I wanted to run my account. So I said, stuff it. So I did a couple of splits, and yeah, I hit the CL cap. So the first time last year when I did it, it literally broke the server and my account. So it wiped every single variant and card from the game. So I had a collection level of 0. I had no cards in my decks. I couldn't play any games. I literally was like I was a brand new account. I actually could open some collector reserves, and I got cards which were like treated as brand new cards. So I think I have about 7 or 8 duplicates, which are still at the base cards without being upgraded, where I have actual same base variants that are upgraded to Infinity Border, and Upsplit and things like that. The second time, the game actually allowed me to play the game. It was just uber slow. It took like forever to change screens, tabs, get to different parts of the game. I couldn't collect any rewards from the CL track because obviously I had basically opened everything, so there was no new rewards. I used spotlight keys. I couldn't collect credits from daily missions. I couldn't buy cards or get them out of any rewards.
This is the
Yeah,
most
basically, I just
This is the most first world issue I've ever heard in my entire life.
but basically, I could play games and play ladder and conquest, but everything was like just super slow to connect and to switch screens and process in the game. So yeah, then I reached out to Second Dinner. Obviously, I logged a support ticket and yeah, explained the situation. And eventually, it came back that it was just I just had too much data in the game. Like they cannot handle the amount of data in my account. And I was hoping this happened 2 weeks before the February patch was due to happen, and they couldn't fix it in that time. So then I had to wait another 4 weeks for the March patch to happen before they could fix my account. So basically, since the 13th of January this year to the 15th of April, so Monday, the start of this week, that's a total of about 95 days, I think. I've actually been able to log in and access my account and play games for a total of 21 days.
It's almost like you had to go through rehab.
Yeah. so that's it's been an interesting journey, not one that's been very fun for most of it, but basically, in a nutshell, I started playing. I started playing this game on the 23rd of December 2022.
Okay.
That first 8 days of that season, I made rank 79, and then every season since then, I've hit infinite. And yeah, these days, as I said, it's just about collecting variants, splitting cards, trying to get inks, preferably, or gold splits.
So okay,
and
we have to ask. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Okay.
We have to ask.
That's right.
Inks or gold? It's a common war.
Ink.
It's a common war between people, and especially
Sure.
within our voice chat group. Are you an ink or gold guy?
Ink 100% all the way.
My man! My man! Inks are the way to go, dude. I'm sorry. I'm not a gold person. And I know Nitro's going to be watching this, and he's going to go, these guys don't know what they're talking about, man. Because he's a gold guy. So, okay, so I'm going to ask a couple questions real quick, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay,
yeah, go for it.
Some of them you've already answered, but basically, when did you start wanting to buy the entire everything? Like, when did you want, what caused you to want to start buying everything? And have you ever done this before for another game?
Okay. So originally my intention of playing the game wasn't to get everything. And just to clarify, there have been bundles that I haven't purchased, so I don't have every single card ever released in the game, but obviously I've been collection complete for, about 15 months now, just as a side note. So yes, there are bundles, believe it or not, that I do skip, and that happens quite regularly for various reasons. But yeah, I'd say probably around about this time last year, so maybe about 12 months ago. Because at heart I am a collector, and as well as a game player, and yeah, so I thought at that point, I'd spent a bit of money in the game, and I thought, now that I'm just, I'm collection complete, what else am I going to do? So I was like, okay, let's just start getting them variants and start splitting them, and we'll see what happens from there. So yeah, that's basically how I started off. Just wanting to play the game and enjoy the game, because I think it's a brilliant game. Okay. But yeah, then changed into collector mode and chase splits and variants after that. Yeah.
All right. So my next question is, how much collection level do you have, and how much do you climb every single day when you are available to?
Okay. Yeah, that does vary, because it obviously depends on which new variants come out. Like, I'll get all the 700 gold variants through collector reserves that I have stored up, or spotlight keys and that sort of stuff, through, season pass track variant that you can get. So that does vary. But, I would probably say, I'm splitting cards every day. So I'm going up, maybe, sometimes anywhere from, it would probably range probably from 100 to maybe 1,000 a day. And anywhere in between.
That's ridiculous. So would you say, like, what is the main source that you use to split? Because I know, like, there is a cap on how much gold and how much credits that you have. Obviously, doing your daily challenges is like the most irrelevant thing to you, I'm sure, at this point. So what is the main way that you split cards? You just purely spend the gold?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I guess, I have been playing for some time. So, yeah, a lot of the variants, cards I do have, 1,000 plus boosters for. So, I'm not short of boosters, but cards I've split, a lot of times, chasing certain, inks or effects. Then, yeah, I might be running low, or if I have run out, then I will, use gold to make up the difference, so I can get a split if it's something that I really want to do. But I do try and stay away from that if possible. But then at the end of the day, look, if I need more gold, I'll just go and buy it, right? So uh, that's splits are splits, man. I gotta keep up, that mojo.
I'm sure it's really hard for you to not. Like, I'm sure you can't even buy bundles at times because it's just like your cap is just so like your gold cap is for the day has been exceeded. So,
Yeah, look, I do hit that quite regularly. Let's be
that's
honest.
pretty funny. You're like, oh, hey, cool, 9,000 gold. Well, that's gone in 10 seconds. So, okay.
Yeah, it happens.
So I'm gonna ask another question here. This one I think is going to be the hot seat one, which I think is really funny, and I think this is going to be the most interesting question here because I actually know a lot about some of it, but my viewers don't. And I think that this part is going to be pretty. It's going to be so. There's going to be some hot takes, and it's going to be a little bit of under fire. And you don't, like I said, you don't have to answer anything you're not comfortable with because some of this is personal. So, what has your relationship with Second Dinner been like?
Yeah, man. All right. I knew that was going to come at some point. Didn't know we were changing the comedy hour, but that's okay, right?
Yeah.
That's all good. My relationship with Second Dinner would be not a happy one, generally speaking. Yeah, just obviously just due to the numerous multiple issues that I've experienced on my account
To be
from
fair,
last year.
they did give you a warning to stop spending money.
That was the second time, not the first time. Yeah, I think, look, in generally speaking, it's been a negative experience. A lot of the messages or communication is always initiated by me. So if I don't send, a DM or an email, then they don't be proactive and reach out to me. It's always me starting that conversation, which is probably the most frustrating part because, I have a full-time job. I have kids. I've got things to do, man. And, Snap is a great part of my life, but it's not the only part of my life. So, I don't necessarily have or should have to do the amount of legwork I do to try and get any of this stuff resolved or dealt with. And a lot of the responses, that you can tell, they're just generic, automated chat GPT type responses, and that shit really frustrates me more than anything else because I've worked in customer service. I work with clients as an account manager and and a relationship manager, and especially when you're dealing with the biggest account that your company is dealing with, you generally go out of your way to make sure that they're the happiest out of everyone, rather than treat them like pretty much dog water. So yeah, it is what it is, but it is frustrating, and there has been some positives out of it, but generally speaking, it hasn't been a pleasant experience.
Second Dinner, if you're watching, you hear how jolly this man is. I'm just saying. I'm sure he would love to be best friends with you guys, and I'm gonna be really honest, and this is my honest take with Second Dinner in my experience. And now I have an entirely different experience, and granted, it's different because I'm clearly not dumping more money than their game is able to handle. But for me, my experience, I have actually been very happy with how they have done things, only because I come from other games where the developer, like I come from AAA games like Halo, Fortnite, other high end AAA games, and especially from a competitive standpoint, they typically don't get things done in a fashionable time, Now, in your case, I do get it's very unique because obviously you're maxing out the game, and they're literally saying, "Please stop," and you're like, "No, I'm not." And I'm gonna... To be fair, it is kind of your fault. You can stop at any time, but I get from a consumer, you're just like, "Here, I'm throwing more money at it." But from my experience, Second Dinner has actually been very good to me. They have actually been, from what like I said, I come from games that developers don't. I feel like they treat us at times, or for the most part, as a whole community. I feel that they have treated us like a AAA like company. And I don't think Second Dinner is technically a AAA company, but they treat us like how a AAA company should. And I mean, the balance changes and stuff, like the fact that they're always getting those things out there, I always think that that's phenomenal on their end. I do think that they listen to the majority of their community in a more healthier standpoint. I know that's a hot take, but when you come from poverty of games, developers that don't do anything, it's different. My take is a lot different because I'm used to worse. But
yeah, sure. I mean, look, there is some positives, as I've acknowledged that, and but I think and yes, my account is definitely an outlier, right? I acknowledge that, and I can appreciate that, and I fully understand that. But when you literally can't even log into the game and access or do anything for 6 weeks because it takes them that long to fix it. So it doesn't matter whether I'm spending money or playing the game, or I literally can't even log in to the game. I think that's a little bit, regardless of the situation, that's not good for anyone, right?
Right. I mean, I guess from your standpoint, it's also like you're the outlier. It's just like, I think I remember you saying like you could even like touch the shop. You couldn't scroll down for more than 2 seconds before your game would crash. You know what you remind me of? You remind me of that episode of SpongeBob when they're like in the filing room in his brain, and they're like he's like told like to like forget everything that he knows, right? To like learn this one specific thing, and it's just like all the SpongeBobs are like throwing the files into the fires, and then finally it's just like, like once he's asked that one question, like, how do you do it? And he just doesn't have the answer for it. And and then it's just like he just crashes. Like, I feel like that's your account.
Look, I have reached out to them and asked on, probably at least 30 occasions for like a video conferencing call or a phone call to, discuss this more in person rather than just via email or text message. Or DMs, I should say, to speak to people higher up in the company rather than just at a support level. But none of that's acknowledged or taken on board or done. So I'm trying to work with them to I was obviously from a selfish perspective, so my account actually stops having these issues and runs. But also just in case I end up stopping the game and someone else is doesn't have to experience what I've experienced. So I'm trying to be proactive and work with them, but it just comes across that they're not really interested, to be honest, from my perspective anyway.
I see. Well, okay, so we're gonna move on to the next topic. My question is, why? Why do you do it? What is the goal?
That's a very good question. I don't think I really think about that, to be honest. And I don't think there is really any goal. I guess I do it because I hit Infinite within 5 or 6 hours every season. I don't really like playing Conquest. I don't push for ladder. I don't ever try and get number 1 in the world or top 100 or anything like that. I'm not saying anything bad about the people that do it, but that just doesn't.
I hit rank 12.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm super happy for you. That's awesome. No shade at all, but congratulations to those people that want to do that. But I generally don't have the time, right? Like, so when I play because I have time. That's what was one of the things that interested me in Snap to start with, is that you can play very quick games and a lot of them. So you get in and out, and then you're done. And that's why I don't like Conquest, because it's just basically the same version of ladder, except takes 10 times longer. So yeah, as I said before, I have other interests and things to do that are a higher priority than Snap, but I like playing the game, and I play it and try and play it as much as I can. So when I do, I want to maximize my enjoyment. But playing the game, being 2 game modes and only one new game mode, being Conquest, I guess, in the last 12 months or so. I just get a little bit bored of doing the same thing. So that's sort of where I get the collector side of me takes over, and just want to chase those god splits, man.
I'll say, you know what? If it's a sport, it's a sport, for you. So, all right. So I have 2 more questions, and then we're going to be basically, we're actually going to be showcasing your locker or your overall collection. Some of the, you're going to showcase some of your greatest cards. You can kind of walk through what it looked like on your screen and stuff like that. But these last 2 questions are going to be pretty interesting. How much do you spend a day?
Again, sort of that references to an earlier answer where it does vary. I guess if there's any nice bundles that come out, I'll buy those. If I need some gold, I'll buy gold. I generally don't say how much I spend, but I spend an amount that's relevant to my disposable income, to the career and the job that I have, and the fact that I can afford to spend that amount of money. I don't go crazy. I don't go into debt. My credit card does get a workover, but I pay it off at the end of every month, and that's all that matters. So, I spend a reasonable amount that I'm comfortable in spending. But there's no real average. I don't have a goal or a set limit. So if I want to spend $1,000 in a month or a day, I'll do it. It's not like Raid Shadow Legends, which I used to play, which I could easily spend $5,000 in a week, without even blinking an eyelid. So it's definitely like not like those days. Thank God for that. So
this is not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
No, I actively tell people do not play that game anymore.
Okay, so my last question, and this is going to be really funny. Do you think Second Dinner fears you on a daily basis or during new updates? Do you think? Do you remember the show Fairly Odd Parents?
I know of it. I never actually watched it.
So there's the dad in the show has an ongoing joke where he basically he's got one of those like those neighbors that always has like the best shit, right? He always has the best stuff, and basically his name is Dinkelberg. And every time the dad sees something that he did, like he'll like buy a brand new barbecue, and then he'll like look over across the fence, and then there's the Dinkelbergs with those freaking like $80,000 like oven of like a barbecuer, and he's like Dinkelberg. It's like every time they push a new update, do you think they're thinking your name like every time they're like, God, he's gonna fucking push the game again?
I hope not, but it wouldn't surprise me.
How often do you think your name? How often do you think your name is probably said in like conference rooms?
No idea, man. But look, if they're talking about me, it's probably for a bad thing or a negative thing, and or they're really boring in life. Hopefully not very often, if at all. But if anything, it's probably me fearing new patches or updates, because there always seems to be some sort of bug. So it's just like, am I actually going to be able to get in and do what I want to do on my account? So for the moment, they've been able to fix the issues I was having, and I am playing again. Started this week, so after a very long hiatus. As long as it stays up. No, it wasn't. Come on, it was like it was like 6 weeks, dude. I couldn't play.
I remember you DM'd me, and you're like, because we were gonna do this interview originally, and you're like, you know what? No, sorry, I'm out. And you just you're like, I'm done. Peace. And I'm like, wait, what just happened? So I will say, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, to be honest, I hadn't logged into my account for 4 days because, obviously, as I mentioned, I literally couldn't do anything. And I thought, I'll just, I don't know what possessed me, I guess just habit, muscle memory. But I actually logged into my account, and I actually noticed that it had been fixed, or things were running a little bit smoother, a little bit quicker, a little bit differently than what I'd been experiencing. So I did a couple of things, and that's when I realized that, obviously my account had been fixed. But hadn't been advised or by an email or a DM or anything. It was just purely by accident and chance that I logged into my account to realize that it had been fixed. So, so that, it would have been nice to have been told, but it is what it is. At least it's up and running, and I can enjoy this game again, which for me is the main thing that I want to do is have fun and play the game and run my account how I like running my account.
Hey, man, power to you. I will say, and this was actually something that was talked about in the VC with a bunch of us. And I was like, because you remember how the U.S. Agent Week, everything kind of crashed for them. It was like kind of broke down. I was talking to Nitro, and I was like, "Do you think it was because of you?" And you think I was like, "Do you think he broke the game for them or something?" I felt like I really do have like a theory that you potentially somehow, some way. Because I remember it was like around the time that you had like capped off again when they had raised the cap or whatever. You hit that marker, and then the U.S. agent thing like just broke. Like everyone just started having like a massive bug after they released their update. And I'm pretty sure your name was probably talked about. This is like our theory, right? Like we're like having your name was probably talked about. Like you were the gold standard for stress testing the game. I remember you told me you're like, it takes 25 seconds for me to open a gold cache, and I was like, I didn't understand.
Yeah, that's actually come down. It's down to 14 seconds now. So props to Second Dinner for that. But yeah, so what? Well, actually, my game had already started having issues. Hadn't been completely broken before that. The week reset, the weekly reset with the US Agent release. But my game 2 days prior to that, it started having bugs again, and where I wasn't able to open collector's reserves or use spotlight keys or anything like that. So, which was part of the issue I had, previously with the CL cap issues. So yeah, so my account or my game had already started to bug out and have issues. So it could have been partly responsible for what happened, but I'm not solely responsible. So I will say that.
I'm pretty sure you were mentioned 100%.
Just a quick one on the time there that you mentioned it. I completely forgot about that. So but when they fixed my account after being CL capped, as you said, and that's correct, it was taking me 25 seconds to open or claim any reward. So the 50 credits, the boosters, or the collector's reserves. So because I was CL capped, but I was still able to upgrade cards and split cards, which is what I was doing, I'd gained about another 9,000 CL during that 6 weeks. So when they fixed my account and increased the CL cap, so I could then claim rewards, I had 2,138 rewards to claim in the CL track. So at 25 seconds, I think it was something like 15 hours worth of time I would have needed to claim all those rewards. And I spent about 11 and a half hours over 5 days. And I claimed, somewhere around about 1,800 of those rewards.
Freaking ridiculous.
So yeah, I wasted a lot of time of my life. Admittedly, I was doing other things, but switching between screens and doing this, just solely sitting in front of my screen doing that.
If you had streamed that, that would have been one of the most like legendary streams of all time, because no one's really ever done like that level like of what you've done.
Yeah, sure. I was considering it, and I think I've mentioned this to you before. Like I was intending to start a Twitch stream or Twitch channel. And this is obviously part of the reason why the delay on the interview, because just obviously with my account being broken and stuff like that, I just couldn't get in to show you anything or do anything. But yeah, look, that's my intention at some point, hopefully very soon, say within the next 2 weeks to 4 weeks sort of thing, at least start on Twitch, because I love this game. I love sharing this game. I love sharing my splits and my variants. A lot of people, message me and ask me all the time in the Discord channel to show stuff and what I have or new splits and that sort of thing. So I'm happy to share it. And so that was mainly why I wanted to get on Twitch and start doing that if possible, and just connect with people, have some fun, and play some games, but also share my love of splits and and show what I have. So I will be doing that at some stage, and hopefully very soon.
I'm kind of beating myself up over this because I know like this was kind of like sprung on me and you like last second. Again, I really feel like I should have brought on my homie Super Tech God. He's like a really good close friend of mine in the community.
Okay.
Him and I kind of like started very low in the community, and we're kind of climbing our way up. But I feel like we should do another one of these, but have you and him have a variant off. I would love to see that, and I'm sure he would love to collaborate on that. So Super Tech, holler at your boy, dude. We'll get you on the next one if you guys are down to have a variant off, and we'll have judges. How about that?
Yeah, for sure. And to be honest, I'm actually watching his channel. I've got it in the background for my Twitch drops right now.
Dude, so he's a really good friend of mine. He's a great guy, super giving, and no one knew that we were gonna have this interview. So like, it's kind of nice that I had like the first dibs at this. So I appreciate that. But I want to do one more before we get going. I want to see your locker. Let me see some of your greatest splits. Let me see some of the cards that you're chasing, and yeah.
Yeah, no worries, man. Happy to share.
Okay, so we're gonna be basically kind of going over your collection. 100,000 CL. You can't go any higher.
Man. No, I can. So they increased the next cap is at about 120,000. So give me a few weeks, I'll hit that. No worries. Yeah, it'll take a little bit longer than that. It'll take a little bit longer than that, but we'll get there. Don't worry.
All right, awesome.
I'll quickly go to my shop, if you like, because that's always a funny
it takes a
funny experience. I know it does take a little bit of time. We'll skip through here, and just to show you tokens.
222,000 tokens. What the heck, man?
It's because I just get more tokens than I can spend, and I don't even buy token bundles.
You need to have a charity.
You can see here the Spider Woman. This came out just today or yesterday, whenever it was. It's got tokens. Don't buy this. So obviously,
you just don't need it. You're spending $55. You're spending $50 essentially just for 155 boosters.
Yeah,
which would cost you what, like $5 to normally just split the card anyway, or 15.
Yeah, exactly. I've used about I think I've used about 25 spotlight keys this season.
Wow. I heard that you
I know.
Yeah, this is proven that it just takes so long for you to 125 spotlight keys. I heard that you got bored one day, so you were just opening keys.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're so
it's pretty much how I get all my super rares that I'm missing. So I think I've got all rares. I've got I think I'm missing only about 75 super rares in total. So this is where I'll get them. It's just through opening spotlight keys, and I've got some collector's reserves still unclaimed because, as I mentioned earlier, that's where I'll get the new 700 golds from, variants from. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly show you that because that's always a bit of a comedy.
Your funds are so low.
I know. I've been upgrading some cards today. That's why I have
kicking the habit.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Your whole first page is just wasps.
Yeah. I won't scroll through everything because obviously that'll take a while. But just to give you an idea,
let's just see it all, man. I'm down.
A lot of sunspots.
So what would you say is your like favorite variant of all time?
Oh, just too many, honestly. Let's see. Probably in terms of, I really like this one.
The base.
Savage Land.
Oh, Savage Land. Dang.
Kirby Crackle's probably my favorite effect. And then depending on the card, obviously being a gold split, I like the golds. Basically, I leave all my gold splits with a grey border just because I like to have a bit of separation between the gold. I know that's a lot of people like to go to gold border as well to match it, but
Have you
I just like having
you-
that difference.
have you done the custom card standard version?
Nah, I don't do that rubbish.
Because at least it'll at least make it 3D.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, I'm not really interested in wasting more time setting all that up.
Man of simple taste.
So yeah, look, I mean, there are some gold splits that do look good and nice, and maybe better than an ink split, but 99% of the time, that's not going to be the case.
It's like the question you have to ask someone: pineapple on pizza? It's a yes or no. It's ink or gold, man.
There's no way you have pineapple on pizza. That's just against the rules.
I'm that guy. I'm that guy.
No, don't tell me that, dude.
I'm a big pizza fanatic, though. To be fair, I can eat any.
What else? I don't know, man. There's just I've just got so many splits. I enjoy them all, but Dark Hawk. I've got. Where is it? This I like this one, right? This one. I like the rainbow crackle on a gold split like that. So something like that, maybe.
Holy moly!
What else?
Oh, and you already have the brand new one, gold.
Oh yeah, I did that today.
See that? Now, I'm a Dan Hip guy. Well, let me see.
Me too, man.
I'm a big Dan Hip guy. Let me see that. Go back. I want to see that inked that one right there in the middle.
This one?
Up. Well, one more.
Sorry, this one.
That one. That is fire.
You can see. Obviously, this is the one that I used to use when I played Dark Hawk. So, yeah, that's nice. Definitely.
That's fire, dude.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you can tell me some cards. I'll show you what I got.
Okay.
Do you want to do it that way? Because
Let me. Okay, obviously, we have a lot of Galactus lovers out there. I'm not a Galactus guy, but
he's my favorite card in the game.
I hate you.
So this is probably the one I like the most.
Holy
the Lifebringer.
Moly.
As you can see, it's the one I was using when I was playing Galactus. I haven't played him for a while. The Greki actually turned out really nice.
You just can't even open it?
I haven't bothered. Right, I'll split it again at some point. But there's other cards that are more priority to split.
Let me see that.
And this one's pretty nice.
The white crackle. Let me see the white crackle one that you have. That gold one with the white crackle.
Oh, this one. Yeah,
that's really nice.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
I don't have too many white crackles myself.
I think last time I checked, I had this is on Snap.fan. I think I had around about 500 ink splits and just over 500 ink splits, and I think about 480 gold splits, something like that.
Let me see. All right, so I'm a cat fan.
Actually, Odin. Not Odin. What's his name? Apocalypse. So this is probably my most split card because I love playing. I played this card the most when I first started. So this one I got just recently. But I also got that inked, which I was super happy about. Yeah, I've been chasing this one for a long time.
Dan Hip ink just hits different because it really makes the flares. People are like it. Some people say
I got that one as well.
Some people say splitting Dan Hip into ink is like a what is that called? Like a crime. But I think I like Dan Hip ink when you have a crackle with it because it really makes it feel like it's exploding colors.
Okay, here's a good story for you. My Jeff splits. So I went 20 splits of Jeff before I got a gold or an ink. Jesus. And then originally I got a gold. Then I got, as you can see here, 4 inks in a row.
Wow.
And then I got another gold.
Jesus.
So that was, and then I've had a few golds and ink splits since then. But the new one's really cool. I like this.
That's great.
So I'm using this one currently. So yeah, probably Jeff. and APOC are probably my two most split cards, and Shang as well. I've got some. I think I've got some nice Shangs. Let me look at those ones.
I hate Shang.
Yeah, I know you do, but I mean, you know,
That's
I think this
really
one's
nice.
really.
That's
Yeah.
really nice. Let me see your Kim Jacinto.
This one.
Yeah, dude. No, I like that. I like that Afro samurai style, like art, like oil pastel style. You know. I'm not a big fan of the baby. I'm not a big fan of the baby. That's nice. That is nice. But I'm not a fan of that because I see it so often. It's just
I just wish the black crackle had a better effect in the background.
Okay.
What else? I like these ones. Look pretty good, but probably this version with the white flare.
So do me a favor. I wanna see how long.
Oh, this one's fine.
That's really nice. That's really nice.
The panda variants are really good across the board. Good.
They make great thumbnails too.
And that one there as well.
Yeah. All right, so do me a favor. Start at the wasp, and I want to see how long it takes you to scroll down.
Oh my god, seriously.
You can go as fast as you want. You can go as fast as you want.
All right, I'll do a reverse order because I'm
Okay. Jeez, you're not even past the 6 costs yet.
Sorry, I know you probably can't see a lot of this.
Slow it down a little bit.
There we go.
That's ridiculous. You're like still in the 4 costs. It's like you're just like infinitely like, you know, making it rain with money. How often do you do this?
Not as often as what I used to because it just takes way too long.
You're still in the 3 costs, dude. This is ridiculous. You have an issue, sir. You have an issue. Is this a workout or what?
Yeah, it is for my finger. It's getting a bit sore right now.
Man, this is too much. You're almost there.
Almost there. That's right.
How long is that taking? This is like a minute. It's actually like a full minute. Holy moly.
And you know, I went a bit quick at the start as well, so you know. There we go.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, we're gonna have to end this interview. It's been a little longer than intended, but a fantastic one at best. All right, is there anything that you want to say ahead of time before we go?
Not really. As I said, just hoping to get on Twitch soon, but you know, appreciate you having me on. It's been a lot of fun covering some of these things and talking about these things because I just love Snap, man. And as long as the second dinner will allow me to play with my account, I will play the account, and then I hope that's still for a long time yet.
I will do this. I'm going to say this openly, and I'm always this way with everyone. I'm 100% when you decide that you want to do Twitch, YouTube, whatever it may be, I'm going to back you no matter what. Even if I'm still a small channel, whatever, I'm going to promote your channel. So I'm going to put your information of whatever you want in this description. I'm going to make sure that you're taken care of in that sense. And yeah, man, I hope to do this again. And hopefully we can get a collab with Super Tech. That'd be fantastic. I think that would be really fun to do. So in the comments, guys, if you can, please definitely, if you guys can, if you want to see more of these kind of things, let me know in the comments. But I can't wait to see what they're going to say. So with that being said, guys, you guys don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I will catch you guys in the next one.